Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has hidden unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure, or admire an old one. What will we find today? Let's dig in. Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
God had promised Abraham that his family would eventually have the whole land of Canaan. Yet in Joseph's time, he moved the whole family to Egypt for 400 years. Before Jacob left Canaan, God clearly assured him that it was all part of his plan. God said, "Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for there I will make you a great nation. I myself will go down with you to Egypt, and I will also bring you up again." God had done so much for Jacob in those last 17 years of his life. So as he was dying, Jacob praised the Lord and passed on all God's blessings to his sons and grandsons. He told Joseph in Genesis 48:21, "Behold, I'm about to die, but God will be with you and bring you again to the land of your fathers." But God. Jacob knew he wasn't leaving his family helpless in a strange land. God would take care of them and bring them back because He had promised and He had a plan. He wouldn't forget about them. Jacob made his sons promise to bury him in the promised land with Leah, his parents, and his grandparents. Joseph even had him embalmed for the journey. We don't know about the rest of the brothers, but Joseph didn't want to miss out on God's promise either. But instead of having his sons journey to the promised land to bury him, Joseph, full of faith, told his family in Genesis 50, "God will visit you and bring you up out of this land to the land that He swore to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and you shall carry up my bones from here." Almost 400 years later, Moses did just that in Exodus 13:19, as the promise to bring them out of Egypt was fulfilled. And in Joshua 24:32, they buried Joseph in the promised land. Jacob and Joseph didn't know the trials of slavery and hardship that the family would face, nor did they know how God would do it, but they did know that God would be with them in Egypt, and God would bring them back. How could they be so sure? Because God had promised, and God always keeps His promises. Has God ever brought you back from a hardship or trial? Perhaps in the middle of it, you couldn't see how it was possible or how things could even change at all. But God not only brought you out of it, but looking back, you realize that He was with you all the way through it. Or perhaps you're right smack dab in the middle of your Egypt. You, like Joseph and Jacob, can know two things rock solid certain. One is that God is with you. Another is that God will bring you through it. How He will do it and what life will look like on the other side, you might not know. But with these two assurances, you can cling to Him in faith. Perhaps you know someone in the midst of their Egypt right now. How can you encourage him? Find a verse of promise, like Isaiah 41:10. "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Or Isaiah 43:1-3. "Fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And through the rivers, they shall not overwhelm you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, and the flames shall not consume you. For I am the Lord your God, the Holy One of Israel, your Savior." Or perhaps you have a wayward friend or relative who needs to come back to the Lord. You could pray for God to be with him, to keep him from doing things he'd later regret and bring him back. Not every prodigal is guaranteed to return, but it's pretty much guaranteed he won't if he doesn't have someone praying for him. Who can you pray for or encourage today?
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. Also, if you'd like to share a treasure God has given you, by doing an episode, please contact us. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you'll find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.